Hello. Right, I'm still in my work gear, covered in mud. There's water behind me, but I'm in the process of setting up, so I'm going to obviously walk you around with me. I ain't even got a rod in the water yet, so all I've done at the minute is set the beast up. Putting them bloody ground sheets in, yeah, fucking hell, they're hard work. But I will get used to that, won't I? Right, so let's put you here, so you can obviously see about and stuff like that. Now I need to also get this lot set. So get the rods and everything out, get the pod set up, all the usual sort of stuff. So let's get everything out. I'm on a little bit like the social sort of swim really. This one you can get a few rods out. You can easily get 9 rods out in this swim. You'd be a bit tight like, but you can do nine rods if you really wanted to be that greedy like. Yeah, obviously with the social it's different, isn't it? So right, that's that part done. Next part, flip it over. That's what I'm looking for. This, yeah. Camo into a green bag inside a green bag. Now, some of you may be asking, because I believe on that bivvy they do a camo version, and why didn't I go for camo? Yeah, I love camo, don't get me wrong, I really do. But I've said it a few times in the past, camo goes out of fashion. Yeah, they changed the pattern that lot. 1 minute with DPM, so like the British Army sort of stuff. And then it changed to like a digital sort of look, and before you know it, your bivvy's bloody old as hell. Yeah, and I get a bit fed up with trying to keep up with the Joneses as it is. So I'll just get what I want when I need it, sort of thing. I find that the best thing. Yeah, but that is going to stay in fashion because it's nice and fucking green. Yeah, whatever colour green you call it, olive green, military green, whatever you want. So it's over there, look. Yeah, but it's absolutely brilliant. Can't deny it. It's brilliant. I can't wait to get my head down on it. I really can't. We'll try for a couple of fish first. So, yeah. So it did take a bit of setting up, don't get me wrong. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, it did take me a bit setting up, but technically it's like me third time doing it. First time I did it in pitch black at back of the car on the driveway, not pegged it down, wrote like that. Then I set it up in the garden just for that video. Same again, one peg down, it was just literally as it were. And then this time, I pegged the fucker down, haven't I? Because it's going to need it. Right, that's going to need to go on long because I reckon this wind's going to try tipping this pod right over. So let's get my bobbins on. So these are what I like to use. The Solar Titaniums with the Korda Stow. Just so I can see it. These have got the isotopes in there as well. I do change the colour of these. I've got a massive collection of these, pretty much every colour going. Yeah, I like to taste the rainbow. And yeah, just set it up to the visuals really. So sometimes when you've got yellows, if it's a really sunny day, you can't fucking see them, like, so you need something with a different colour, like a red or a blue or something like that, or maybe an orange. So I change it to the ambient of the light. Now, like I say, I do apologise for the sound quality, what it's going to be on this video, because I can tell you now it's going to be absolutely crap with the wind, unless I'm in there. So, come on, Cutsy, stop pissing around. I'm still all in my work gear at the minute. Yeah, can't be asked to get changed at the minute. It's all the setup process, and I don't exactly go bloody quick either. I like to make sure everything's set. I don't like to put a rod in the water until I've got the net set up, at least. The pod set up, so obviously they're not going to be dragging out in or out like that. Just the basic sort of stuff, really. This is a nightmare to build. This is the Nash Pursuit net, which is basically like the Tracker IQ, and it's an absolute... Got it first time this time. So we'll lob that down there somewhere where the wind ain't going to snatch it. I brought a different cradle with me this time. I brought an Avid one. I'm just going to leave that in the bag until something happens, and then obviously just pull it out as and when. Where in this place it's probably going to be 60 minutes, but we'll see. So, still a bit damp from the last time. It's not mouldy, so it's all good. And it was in here as well, so I don't need to worry about pulling in a KAV or whatever they call it. And it sounds like the music shop, doesn't it? Yeah, HMV. I can't remember what they call it, but I don't need to worry about pulling that in here because it's the last place I came. Yeah, nice and fusky. Avid net set up, caught on my pod, jobs of tea. There we are. Just with a Dysmor's net. Yeah, because I ain't got the Avid one yet. Well, no, Bivy, I was actually going to go for the Avid EXO, yeah, because it is an absolute phenomenal Bivy. It really is. And I couldn't get it because it all got recalled and whatnot like, so obviously that's the reason why I didn't get it, because I couldn't get one at the time. And it's like, well, I want a new one and I want one now. Yeah, so I was looking all around, looking at all these different brands and that lot, and actually seeing them in person as well. And the only one I didn't see in person was that one what's there, and that's the one what I bought. I never liked Nash bivvies because of the materials, the way the ground sheet sits and all that lot. If you're not bothered about ground sheets, then you don't need to worry about it, do you? Like, but I like to use a ground sheet, and I want to make sure it's right. Yeah, I don't want no bodge job. I want a ground sheet what does the job. The Avid EXO literally ticked every box on the list, and I mean every box. But it was meant to have been recalled due to the poles being too long or the fabric too short. That was the information what I got off at Angling Direct. Whether that is correct or not is another thing, but I didn't go for it for that purpose. And I'm going to say about that. And to be fair, it looks pretty much like it anyway. Flat back, got the peak on it. Costs a hell of a lot more with all the extras, like, don't get me wrong. Already built up. All I've got to do is get a lighter for the shrink tube. Bring this round here a minute. Make sure I don't get the line over. I'm very, very anal on the rings as well. I like to make sure they are 100% straight. And then pull it together. There we are. So, right. And this is what I mean about with the rigs. So the rigs are ready done. Just got to shrink down the shrink tube. Happy days. Shrink it down before it alters the setting where I wanted it, if you know what I'm saying. Right, so that's one rod. Yeah, so right, I'm going to get all my rods set up and get them in the water. Didn't take one as long as one in the net. Let's go and get it done. And the right rod's going as well. Yeah, so let's get everything done and get her up here. Like the flipper, on the hook, well in that, centre middle, or centre bottom should I say. Pop that out. Say one thing, these Corda micro barbs, very, very aggressive barbs. So there we are. So we've got the upwind count. Job's a good one. Yeah. Should have put this in first really, shouldn't I? Alright, fish is still in the net. It's easy picking it up. So in that. I'm not going to weigh it. It's probably about 10 or 12, something like that, but it has got a good belly on it. It's better than a blank. And absolutely beautiful. Oh, hang on a minute, is that nothing there? Look. No, it's alright. Right, so that's a net. Being well behaved. And I'm stood up because of the high bank. Yeah, very naughty of me, I know. But she's in a cradle. And I've actually got more control at the moment because I've got bursitis in my knee, meaning I can't kneel down. Come on then, let's have you. And there we go, look at that. Yeah, gorgeous. Stunning. Not a long fish, but good fight. Got some weight to her. Yeah, like I say, about 10 or 12, just a really fat one. I'll try and show you the other side. It's being behaved. Nah, it's not having it. So let's get it back. And we'll find out what's happening with that right rod, because I keep getting single bleeps. It could be crayfish, it could be anything. So let's get this one back. Happy days. Right, so the light's starting to fade a bit quick. So it's a matter of case, just getting tidied up. It's still on the one, yeah. I did lift into the rod, had another run on it, sort of thing. We want a massive run, if you know what I mean. It was just like a did it. And I didn't feel out, so if anything, it was probably a crayfish, but it's one of them, isn't it? So I'm just in the process of tidying up because I want to test my bivvy out. Now the only thing is we're winter fishing or autumn fishing, whatever you want to call it. It's a bit of both at the minute, isn't it? It's December. You know, I class that as winter because it's generally cold. So if it's cold, it means it's winter to me. I forgot what I was saying because of the drugs what I'm on. Yeah. No, I'm not a smackhead. I've been put on drugs for obviously my knee. Yeah. And yeah. The main thing is winter, you do most of your time in there, in the bivvy, because it's too dark to do out. Now, yeah, I can get the rods back over there, obviously, if I want to, at night. But the thing is, I'm not clipping up for it. Like I could just clip up and then obviously send it out the boat, and then obviously, yeah, when it hits the clip, and then fair enough, drop it. But it's too much messing around with the sticks. So if anything happens during the night, I'm just going to literally fish open water, and then get back over there in the daytime light. But I'm happy. It's not a blank. Yeah, I'm really happy. But I'm just dying to get in here. Yeah? It's bad, isn't it, when you're dying to get in your bivvy? Oh, just some casting instead of messing about with a boat. So 4 casts to get me into the proximity where obviously I want to be, and it's in there. Yeah, bait's a little bit to the left, so yeah, it's got about 6 feet off the bait, but it will do for now. Oh god, bloody hard work when you try to get it dead on the spot at range. So, I mean, it's not a massive chuck, it's only 120 yards like, but obviously when you try to get it to go straight and true, yeah, it does your bloody head in when it goes off a little bit, doesn't it? So, yeah, it's there. Yeah, happy days. It's right on the line where I need it to be. I'm going to be putting bait all around there anyway, so it's not a drama line. Now, I've done something different as well. Instead of being on the heli setup, I've gone to leg clips. Why have I gone to leg clips, obviously, when everything's been working perfectly fine for me? I just fancy a change, yeah? I fancy a change, yeah? I'm on the hybrid clips. So, I thought I'd give it a go. Obviously, if you don't get it go, you don't know, do you? I used to use leg clip years ago, and then obviously come off and went to the heli, and obviously, huge success, so that's why I stayed with it. Alright, so we've got another one, obviously. And... little take, funny little take, dee. And then she had a little melt and a little scream, so I've just got to pop the hook out. And played it with the lead all the way back on the leg clip, and then as soon as it was just about to go to the net, dink, the leg come flying off. It's like, oh, yeah, little twat. So let's have a look, because it's got its barbs, its whiskers basically, in the way of the hook. There we go. So pop that out. Not much of a fight. It's not a massive fish either, but nice colours on it. Yeah, so remove the net. Funny mouth on it, funny shaped mouth actually. So I'll give you some of this stuff. Put that over there a minute. A bit tight on the thing with all the bait and whatnot, right? Come on, hold still. Get some of that in its gob. Because the light's on, obviously, it's making the fish go a little bit doolally. So, well, let's see if I can pick her up. You ready? Here we are. Very, very cold. Terry earn it in a minute. Come on. Get my hand in the right place. Alright, it's covered in bubbles. But there we are, look at that. Yeah. Look at that. Look at its mouth. Yeah, it looked a bit smaller in the net to be fair, but I'm not going to put a weight on it. Yeah, it is where it is, isn't it? It's bloody cold. So, we'll slip this one back. And jobs are good. And so just getting used to this different cradle at the minute. I've got the Avid one now, and yeah, it's raised up on the sides, low down in the middle. Yeah, it's like a banana sort of thing. So it's just getting used to it. So happy days, right? Let's get it back. Jobs are good. And right, so as far as I'm aware, hang on, middle rod again. Yeah, it's all been the middle rod up to now. Yeah. Been a couple of things going off on the right and rod. I don't expect a lefty to go because that's open water. Oh, yeah, it's settling in it. Anyway, as far as I'm aware, I'm the only one on here again. Yeah, storm now, innit? Yeah, if you want to call it a storm, 60-mile-an-hour winds, rain, and all that lot. Right, so we'll see. Yeah, we'll obviously give the big bad boy a test. Look at the bait tubs. That's what they are, bait tubs. So you can tell how big they are. And how much obviously I go through. Yeah. But if they're having it, obviously let them have it. No. And it's all fish meal based as well. Yeah. Not some people say it don't digest and that. Well, obviously they're eating it and catching fish and they're all perfectly healthy, so it's all good and well. Obviously I'll carry on using it. Yeah, I use it all year round anyway. So never had a drama. And been catching the same fish over and over again over the years. So obviously the fish are perfectly healthy as well from it. Yeah, it's not like they're all going belly up and then obviously never catch them again. Like. Oh, yeah. Looks like I'm here on my own. There might be someone the other late, but saying that, when I got here earlier, the one bivvy set up, yeah, not one bivvy. So they're probably just here for the day. Obviously don't bother with the weekend and that lot. Now, I've been speaking to Chris, obviously the bailiff, and he said how long are you here for? It's like, well, it's meant to be 48, but it depends on the weather. Yeah, and obviously my session. Yeah, if I'm having a good session on all that lot, then I might stay. Yeah, if it's torrential weather and it's got trees falling down, all the usual sort of stuff like, then if it's not safe, I'm not going to stay. Yeah, it's that simple. I'm trying to keep the bivvy light in a way. Yeah, by not ramming it. Normally this time of year I'd ram it out because obviously it is getting colder and all. I'd normally fill it up as much as I can. More stuff you got in there, less space for obviously the air to be. It stays warmer. Yeah, but I'm not doing that, so it's basically just bed and bivvy really. Yeah, and as well as a couple of other things like obviously my cook kit and that sort of stuff. So yeah, most of it is staying in the car. The tubs can stay outside. The bait boat will go probably either in the car or in there because I won't be using it during the night. Just these couple of little bits around here really. So that's all I've got on the side. Yeah, not a huge amount. that needs to be pegged down or something, because otherwise the wind's just going to kill it. Yeah, it's going to be gone. With the high winds and whatnot, it's only light. Yeah, so you know for well the wind's going to take it. But on here, it is awkward to peg anything down. So unless I do it actually basically where I'm standing, so I'm on a big peg. You know, if I go right over here, you'll see how big it is. It's massive. Yeah, look at all this room, look. Yeah, well it is. As you can tell by the tree roots and that lot, it is a bit rough. But playing the fish, I've not even bothered leveling the rods. The rods are in the right stupid. Look at the state of that. Yeah. Oh my god. I'm not even bothered. Yeah. Yeah. So it's not that I'm not putting no effort in. Yes, I'm putting effort in, and that second fish was the one what I casted back in. Yeah. So it's not a bait boat job. That was a cast in job. Yeah. So obviously it was on the money, and obviously it worked. So yeah. So it's one for the bait boat and one for the cast. So it's 50-50 at the minute, but all going well, it should all be the bait boat, really. Yeah, I'm not going to spend, obviously, the money on it and not bloody use it, am I? No, of course I'm not. So we're into another one, as you can see. In darkness, hence the torches. Yeah, so let's get rid of this bit of tree. Whoosh. Over there, let's have a look at the fish. Middle rod again. Dump the lead, smack bang bottom lip. Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, these corder hooks on the micro barb, by heck, those barbs are in well. Oh, there we go. So pop that out. Just check the point and all. Yeah, perfectly fine to use again, and the bait. Just needs the lead. Get some treatment on her. And then I'll load her up for you. It's not a biggie again. If anything, just a little bit bigger than the last one. I will turn my torch off as well. Let's get the net out for a minute. Alright, turn this off. And I can only just see the fish now, so, but for your purpose, go on then, you want to go that way then. There we go. Steady on, boy. It's weird doing it like this. Oh, sorry, it was weird. So, another common. I'd like to see some mirrors. Right, here we are. A couple of split fins on it, but here we go. Ooh, a bit of a tense, so there we go. So, it's going to have a little kick in a minute. You can tell by its tail. There we go. And when the tent's up, like that, you know, on this side, if I can get it. There we are. Just control it to the cradle. So I'm not going to faff, I'm just going to get a slip back. The rod itself is not going to be able to go back over there, so it's going to be open water now. Yeah, open water job. I could cast it close by, but it's just too snaggy over there to risk it. Yeah, so when it's like that, it's just not worth it. So open water. Give me some sleep tonight as well. Get some food. Yeah. Right, so it's been quiet. I've done a live feed, have something to eat, phone Vans up, had a little chat to the missus. Yeah, and within all that time, nothing's happened regarding the rods. And I know why. It's because obviously the weather's obviously a bit like that. It's going to be getting to 60 mile an hour soon. Yeah. So what I've done, I basically took everything pretty much to the car, apart from the bed and the kettle, basically. Yeah, the stove. And what I'm going to be doing shortly is also putting rods in the car as well. And the main reason is I can't see much happening tonight. Yeah, it might not. Yeah, it's one of them. Yeah, but do I really fancy chancing my rods what are underneath a tree? No. Yeah, because obviously I how much the buggers cost. Yeah, so I don't fancy obviously risking that. So I'll put them in the car, and I'm going to try and brave out, because I really want to test this bivvy in the wind. Now bear in mind, it's a zipping ground sheet, so it's obviously I help holding it down anyway, because obviously the bed and stuff and the weight of me, so that counts as one. But the pegs, when I'm putting the pegs in, it's not a matter of case of knocking them in, they just slid in. Now if you remember rightfully, the last time I had that is when I was fishing Norton Disney. And what happened to Norton Disney? Well, basically the bivvy just went tits up, didn't it? Yeah, the overskin come flying off, all the pegs come out of the ground, and yeah, it was one of them. I had a right nightmare at Norton Disney over that. Not the place's fault, it was obviously just the weather. But I do pick these silly times, don't I? Yeah, I really do. Why do I pick these silly times? Because I find it more challenging, yeah? And I can't see no out there anyway. It is literally pitch black, yeah? There's no moon, yeah? So the only light what I've got is obviously what light illumination what I'm kicking at, obviously head torch, and it's this one itself, it's a great light, but it's no good for casting. I've got my other one, but I've put that back in the car. And this place, it's one of these where it likes bait, yeah? And if you're not putting the bait in, it's not really going to be happening. And that's the reason why nothing's happened for so long, because obviously I've been putting the bait in, yeah? They've scoffed it all. That's what they like. As soon as it goes in, that's it, it's gone, yeah? Within 30 seconds of a minute sort of thing, they've pretty much mullered it all. Yeah, if you remember obviously back in the older vids where I used to use the underwater cameras and that lot, a massive PVA bag, literally that size, it would be gone in less than a minute. Yeah, no, fair enough. Obviously a bait boat's obviously putting a bit more bait in than obviously a PVA bag like that. But that's why I said 6 minutes. If it's not gone within 6 minutes, then it's going to struggle going, yeah? I'm not saying that a fish won't come and pick the bait. Of course it will, just like it does in any other venue, but this place likes bait. Now, I'm not putting the bait in at the moment, because obviously I can't see what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm not putting the bait in, so really everything down there is all just static. Yeah, is it going to go now? More than likely not. So that's the reason why I'm thinking lob it all in the car, just get a decent night's sleep, or try to get a decent night's sleep, and hope that I wake up underneath the bivvy in the morning. So I'm either going to wake up in the bivvy in the morning, or I'm going to be sleeping in the car on the other lake, yeah, where there's no trees. We'll see, yeah. That's what we're going to do. So the rods and everything's going to go in the car now, and then I'm just going to literally just chill out, yeah, rest up, start again tomorrow. It's bad weather again tomorrow, but not as bad as where it is tonight. So yeah. That's what I'm doing, guys. Hello. Right, so what happened last night then? Right, last night I obviously did that live feed and stuff, and then I basically chucked some bits to the car, and then I thought I'm going to put the rods in the car, because obviously I knew for it was going to be heavy winds, and I'm thinking about the trees and stuff like that. And then because no one else was on the lake what was on, yeah, so that's the key word, was, yeah, I went down to another peg, which is one of the best pegs, and no one's on that, and I'm like, oh god, tempted, really tempted. And I walked back to mine, and I walked back to that again. Bear in mind there were no rods in the water, so I had the freedom to do whatever I want. And I kept going back to it, but the wind itself was only half the speed what it was going to get up to, and the tree was actually rocking around and also twisting as well. So I went back to mine, and I'm looking at mine, and my trees are literally bending right over, and one was already leaning towards the bivvy already, so it's like, and something was just telling me move. Yeah, you got to move. As much as I hate moving, because obviously it's a lot of hassle taking things down. If you ain't got obviously like the bivvies and stuff like that, then it's not so bad, is it? Beds and bivvies. If it's just literally like a brolly, a chair or whatever, then you're alright. Even if you ain't got that, it's dead easy. But once you got all this stuff up, and even though most of it was in the car, I'm like, one of them. So I did move, and what I did, I went onto the smaller lake, which doesn't have the big trees. Now I moved because of safety, mainly, yeah. Not because I thought the bivvy was going to blow down or anything like that. I moved because of safety, just in case trees fell down. Because there's some big ass fat trees here. And they do fall. So I moved for that reason. And I come onto the small lake, yeah. And I've got a little bit of shield round me, don't get me wrong. But last night with the wind, ooh, my God, I'm not kidding you, it sounded like a jet fighter plane was thundering down my left. Bear in mind, it's all the wind. It sounded like it thundering down my left, going down, curling, and then coming straight back at me, and then hitting me. Yeah, and it was hitting hard, and I mean hard. 60 mile an hour it got to. I had to get out a couple of times just to check. Now bear in mind, there's not a lot, I didn't have a lot in the bivvy. Yeah, it was just a bivvy and the bed and the ground sheet. That was it, nothing else. Yeah. Oh, my chair, what I'm sat on, what I had down there. That was it. So it was very, very light. The bivvy is, as you've seen earlier, so it had obviously the school cap on and all that lot like. And yeah, it battered me really hard. Now I did have to move the car a little bit closer to the bivvy because it was really hitting the back. So it was all down all night, and to be fair, I think it needed to be. So there's no rods in the water, they're still all in the car. I need to set them up. It's only about 7:30 in the morning. But I need to get things done. But where I'm fishing, it's a little bit awkward because I've got like a bit of a fence sort of thing going across the swim. It's not a no fishing thing, it's just weird how they've done this. I don't know what it is. I think it stopped people falling in or something, but putting rod pods and stuff like that down there is going to be a bit awkward. So I'm going to have the rods facing up in the air. Yeah, but it's still okay for netting and putting back and all that lot. Yeah. Right, so welcome to the small lake. I've not really been down this end before. This is meant to be the deepest end. Yeah, well, not meant to be, is the deepest end. Years back I was told that it goes up to 18 foot over in the corner over there where that willow is. So what have I done? Right, now this morning when I was talking to you guys, obviously having a brew, where that coot is there, out there somewhere, yeah, I can't see it on the camera. Fish jump there, but I've not put one there. I'm using the features. Right, so I've got a willow tree over there. Now bear in mind there's 2 anglers on, but they're literally right down halfway pretty much. So I've got loads of room to play with at the moment. So there's one smack bang underneath the middle of that willow tree there. There's one smack bang underneath that willow tree. There's also one in the middle of these reeds, just about there. Yeah, so I'm using edges. That's what I'm doing. I was thinking about actually one there, but I've got 3 rods on that, so yeah. So that is that. But this is a small lake, aka the new lake. I'm trying to hold the phone so I don't drop it. So it does go up there. So you can see a bit more on this peg because it does actually kick out a little bit more. There's this body of water in here where the rest of it's all straight line. But as you can probably tell behind me, it's I've got a nice slide rail, yeah, so I can just put my arm on that, slide down on my armpit, just like you used to when you were a kid, yeah. To be fair, there's probably going to be some times where I do end up doing that, where I slip and I fall into it and slide down. Anyway, can't get down from the grass because it's quite a drop. It doesn't look a drop on the camera, but even with a good leg, I can't get up that. So, yeah. And I ain't got a good leg, have I? I've got a bad leg at the minute, bad knee, so I can't really be bending it and all that sort of stuff. But here we go. So it is a bit of a tighter swim. We've got 3 on the floor. Bait boat, yeah. If you got one of them Intrepid bait boats, that's a Ridge Monkey Stacker Box. I'm not kidding you guys, it's absolutely phenomenal. It fits in there perfectly, a little bit more room to put some padding around if you want to, but I was looking at a bag originally, and it was like 100 and odd quid just for this bag, padded bag, but then I'm like, yeah, it's alright, it's a lot of money for what it is, but then you can't put anything on top of it, where that, I've already had the bed on top of it and everything else, so I know for well it's perfectly fine. Yeah, right, anyway, let's go up here, so I'll spin you round. Actually, before spinning you round, on a windy day like this, you normally have the rods in the water. Yeah. So So there's my little fence sort of thing. Don't know where it's all in aid of, like, but there it is. So I've got obviously put above. Just had a beep on the righty already. More than likely it's probably this twig what I pulled off. It was on the right hand rod. Just that. Yeah, something small. Don't know where it's come from. Above me on this tree here, looking at it. But we'll see. Yeah, so that's my swim. It's a bit awkward getting the boat in. Got to use that log and pray to God that it doesn't go in. Otherwise I'm going in, and well, down that end it was 8 foot straight in front. So what that is there, I don't know. Should we test it? So we've got 6 foot handle. Caught up in all the fucking things. Let's have a look and see how deep it is. Wow. Right, so that's roughly probably 3 foot there. Oh. Yeah, not much left of that. I can't feel the shelf over there. So, yeah. I thought as much anyway. Yeah. I thought as much. You won't get back out of there with waders anyway. There's nowhere for you to get in and out like. So, apart from probably that corner there, but it's still bloody awkward from that height. So, right, let's wander back up here then. So, go and turn my receiver on. Right, it's the end of another session. It was meant to be another 48, but yet again I've cut it short. Yeah, and when I pulled the rods in, I literally had no bait on any of them. So I've been crayfish. Well, I had quarter a bait on one, should I say. So yeah, I've just been crayfish. It was my own silly fault for not checking. Yeah, I should have checked, but I thought the crayfish had gone. Yeah, don't tend to bother in the other lake, so I thought they'd be gone out of this lake. But obviously that's my fault for coming to a what do you call it? Yeah, conclusion or whatever it is. So everything's in the car. I'm going back home. Yeah, I'm knackered. I didn't sleep last night with the winds. Great test on the bivvy. That was one of the main purposes for going to actually test it. Obviously, you know, really crap weather, and it held up really, really well. But I thought I'd go home and see the missus. Yeah, and not only that, rest this leg because it's absolutely killing me. The painkillers are working to a degree. In a God sense, in a way, I'm glad I didn't get another fish actually, because I would have been on the knees. And yes, these pills do work, don't get me wrong, but can't put direct pressure on the knee really. Hence why, obviously, those other fish I did what I did like. Well, checked it all with the bailiff and that, and I was perfectly fine. He knows my fish care is massive anyway. So that's it. On the way home. Till the next one. See you again.